Hello, Sunday night, just past 9 because we had visitors. What do we do? Oh yeah, we do this, don't we? Hello folks, right, you know the drill. Mel's here, people are chatting already. I've had a verbal warning. I don't think it's a verbal warning, I think I've had a written warning. It's in the comments. Yeah, I'm late for work. I've been working a lot lately actually, I've been really busy. Right, who's here? I see Bleachon, Fran, Crown, Anthony, Rob, Joan, Dave. Yeah, now, whilst you lot start saying names, yeah, Rudy's already done his thing, yeah, so we've got to add Rudy to the list of supporters. Remember, guys, yeah, if you'd like your name on the screen and you'd like to support what I do, yeah, and help me support my family in buying them the most wicked, yeah, oatcakes and milkshakes, donations are greatly appreciated. Now, that may seem, yeah, like a strange request. Strange, what you call it? Oatcakes and milkshakes. We went out today. Yeah, Kez decided, you know, we're going out, we're going to treat the kids. Yeah, we went up to this little shop in this place called Stone, which is about a half hour away from here. 20 minutes, half hour. Way Kez drives about 15. Yeah, and first off, if you don't understand, oatcakes are a Stoke delicacy. They're like a savoury pancake that we put like breakfast in, or fry up in. If it can be cooked, it can go in an oatcake. And for that saying, if it doesn't have to be cooked, it can go in an oatcake as well. Yeah. So we had these oatcakes. I had a fry up with oatcakes. Yeah. And then they did these most delicious milkshakes you've ever experienced in your life. Yes. Whoa, loads of people. Kat, George, Warhammer, Rob, Dave, Paul. I'm sure there's more people. Hi, Mum. Huh? Graham. Oh yeah, it is summer holidays. I've had to tell the kids they can come on for 5 minutes. It was the only way I could get them to go to bed. Question. Sorry for blasting you with a quick question, but soon. But I'm desperate. What's the best way of breaking super glue bonds? Acetate, mate. Acetate will dissolve it. Acetone, yeah, not acetate. Acetate is the plastic sheets, isn't it?
Nail varnish remover, tell them.
Yeah, nail varnish remover. What? 28? Tamsin? I have no life. Me neither. Me neither. But yeah, we went to oatcakes and milkshakes. Yeah, and I had the most delicious milkshake. You get to make your own. Yeah, so I had mint ice cream. Yeah, with ground crunchy. Oh yes, and flake and cream. And I was stuffed.
Mine was better.
What did you have?
Mine was bubblegum millions milkshake.
Yeah.
With cream, candy floss, flying sauces.
Cream, candy floss, flying. Yeah.
Sauce.
It's no wonder you needed to go to bed for 2 hours.
Oh. Willow's was the biggest.
Can't let Rudy be. I will check my phone shortly. Thank you, Kat. What? Do that sort of stuff in this chat, you'll get banned, man. Don't do that here. He will learn. Jace will be along and he don't take that sort of stuff. Speak of the devil. I couldn't have done that better myself. Right. I have a... What are your thoughts on using fun fur for long grass? What's fun fur? Is it a fetish item?
It's teddy bear fur.
It could be Furby fur. It could be. He could have gone to a Furby convention and killed and skinned a Furby.
Do you want to shut the curtains behind you?
No, not really.
Go on, shut the curtains. We don't want all of the estate sort of looking in our
No worries, what? Oh,
Are you not putting your super cool light on?
Yeah, I was going to show them the light of a million candles.
Yeah.
Now, you guys will know that I have been... This week I've been spending a lot of time in the studio. Not filming, but actually rearranging, sorting the studio. And it is pretty much done. Yeah, Core came in, gave me a hand with some last bits. I've rearranged my shelving, I've rearranged all my stores and all that sort of stuff. Basically, the idea is maximize the room for filming, and also I've enjoyed doing the live builds during the Fable Realms project, and so I've sort of like jiggied my studio, and it does look good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I've got this massive screen, so I can now see the comments clearly from the workbench. I've got, loads of room for my computers, well, for my laptop and webcams and stuff like that. But as part of that, I've been also looking to update my tech kit. Teddy bear fur. Yeah. How can I get super glue off my phone? Oh!
Nail varnish remover.
Nail varnish remover. So anyway, I've been looking to update. Yeah. I've got one of these. Well, I actually got two of these. Okay. LED lights. So, shall we see? This is probably something very silly, but shall we see what difference it makes to the video quality having decent, proper light? Whoa! Oh! Blind! Dim that down a bit. That's brighter. It's got dim. Whoa! Should we work that there? Wow, that's the difference. I think we'll go back to the darker one, where you couldn't see me. Got to rig a camera show. Who cares? Mel's ascended. Got to be careful with nail polish removers because it can melt some plastics. That's very true, it can. I do like that light. So I don't think lighting is going to be a problem in future videos. Right, you can see Mel in all his roughness. I have this sort of rule that when I'm doing like dirty work in the studio, like woodwork, anything that's really messy, I don't shave. Now, this isn't because I'm a scruff. Well, it's partly because I'm a scruff. Yeah, it's actually due to the fact that Mel has quite sensitive skin. Yeah, and if I shave whilst I'm doing quite messy work with dust and cutting MDF, I get particularly bad like skin rashes, from where I've been shaving. So I don't shave, yeah, during like messy work, and so I'm looking like a caveman. Will it damage the screen, Mel? I've no idea. I can't see properly. Reminder, I'm going to put them in the studio. I'm going to play around and find out where the best point is. They come with camera mounts, and so I'm going to jerry rig them onto my cameras. Do you know how to add deep to the layer water texture? Samuel, rephrase the question, please. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Remember, guys, if you've got a terrain question, prefix it with the word question in capitals. Okay, that's so I can see that, you've got a question you need help with. Question, are we still doing question thing for questions? We are Bleachron. Yeah. Right, should we do the kids thing? Yeah, in fact, before we do the kids thing, let's do the PayPal thing. Because I don't like the kids knowing I've had money. They think they can spend it. And we've had donations from Kat. Thank you, Kat. And Pat. Rudy, Kat and Pat. They are tonight's stars so far. Right, let me add you to the screens. Thank you, guys. Thanks for supporting the madness that is this. Rudy. Right. Oh, that's really bright, isn't it? Can I put it down there, perhaps? Yeah, put it down there. Don't anyone say anything about the glare about the top of my head. Jace, if anyone mentions glare, including you, ban them from the channel. And that includes you. There we are on the screen, Rudy, Cat and Pat. Sounds like a video I watched once. Right. Yeah, we're all caught up. Right, I suppose I better call the children. Are you ready? Turn off the HD. How long a ban might be worth it. And right. Oh, children of mine, would you like to say hello to YouTube? Have you got clothes on? Yeah. Oh, that's a miracle.
Ah! Doesn't even get me anymore.
Does it not?
No.
It does. Look at his eyes. We switch this off. The power of 1,000,000 candles.
Ow.
Oh, that's 1,000,000 candles.
Probably.
Quite possibly.
Hello.
See, I can do that.
Hello.
Right. Let Dad sort himself out. You're feeling awkward. You weren't here at the start, were you? Oh, here we are.
There
Willow's
we
in.
go.
So, where did we go today, kids?
Oatcakes and milkshakes.
Alton Towers.
No, we did that yesterday, didn't we? Yeah, we did Alton Towers yesterday. We had a great time, didn't we? You got on the Nemesis, didn't you?
Kind of.
Well, yeah, you have to be 1.4 meters tall, which she just is, and you bugged to go on the Nemesis, didn't you? And then we got her onto the Nemesis, which is probably one of the most extreme rides at Alton Towers, or it's certainly up there. You know what I mean? In its heyday, it was. Well, we got onto Nemesis, and then you decided, no, we're not having this, and we got off Nemesis, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's cool.
I thought Nemesis was my worst enemy. Turns out it was an alien with massive guts.
Yeah, it's got styrofoam guts all around it. Mel, you've got 2 kids. Next time, be more careful. Only one kid answered to yes to having clothes on. Breaking news, famous terrain model blinded by kids during live stream. Yeah. Jason's saying hi to Willow and Corb. Beth says hi, Will.
Hey.
Go wave to Beth there.
Oh.
Beth's her maid. Beth is what you call Jason's daughter. And she's your mate as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
We'll have to get them both down the studio sometime soon.
Go shut the door.
She's grown like the tree she's named out of. She is. She is.
Hey.
Well, you are. You're growing big and tall, aren't you?
Well, I treated Droopy. I'm not Droopy.
Most extreme rider on towers would be Kez driving the car home, I take. Oh! That's fighting talk. I'd love to send in some dough, but I don't think that's going to happen. Oh, don't worry about it, Max. Don't worry about it, dude.
This video is sponsored by Oreo.
Careful with them aliens. Oh, I know. Yeah, so what milkshakes did you... Well, Alton Towers first. Yeah? Oh, we went on the first ride. And how long did we queue for that ride, guys?
An hour.
Yeah, an hour for the first ride.
And guess what? Halfway through, when it was all silent, Dad screamed, "Come on!"
Yeah. Yeah, Dad lost his rag at Alton Towers. Okay, basically, there was this woman, and she, in Alton Towers, if you're disabled in some way, yeah, you can get like a fast track disabled badge, which means that you don't have to queue and you can, you get onto the rides quicker and that sort of stuff. And they have this sort of rule like, okay, when it comes to, if you're disabled, we only allow one disabled sort of badge, sort of wristband in each car. Well, anyway, this woman sort of came through the exit with the disabled bands and that sort of stuff. And her and a friend got in one of the cars. Yeah. And from what we could tell, I have no idea what her disability was, but she seemed pretty able-bodied to me, you know what I mean? And her friend seemed pretty able-bodied. But anyway, they wanted to go around, and they said, well, you can't. So we had a 20-minute wait whilst they tried to say, look, you need to get off. And in the end, they said, sod it, we'll send her around. Just send her around so we can get the queue going again. So they sent her around. She got off the car. She stood on the platform, yeah, and started chanting for another go, yeah. There's only so far you can push Mel with 2 kids who've been in a queue for an hour. You know what I mean? So words were spoken, and she left, and the flow started going again. Anyone have any ideas how to blend in a grass mat with flock?
I'm not a rascal.
He is a rascal.
I'm not a rascal.
You should have called me a rat. Go.
A ratgal.
Yeah, and then call her a llama idiot.
You're a sensibility, stupidity bill. Did you just slap me?
See, Tony.
No, dumbbell.
Really?
No, it'd be A.
How old are you?
It'd be E.
How old are you?
Dumbbell.
How old are
21.
you?
2.
Yeah, sounds right. Do you want to see your next birthday?
Kind of.
What you can go to if you carry on like that, lad?
21.
Do any of my terrainiacs have a shallow grave anywhere?
Yeah.
About boy size.
Yeah. What is epic?
Oh, lad.
What?
They call me it.
Willow is a ratscal. A ratscal. Corbin a ratspal.
Rat.
Oh, ghost. What are you doing behind me, monkey boy? So yes, we had a great time at Alton Towers. Went on loads of rides, didn't we?
Yeah.
What was your favourite ride
Galactica.
called? Galactica was good. The VR on that was good.
Yeah.
Willow, what was your favourite?
No, he didn't slap you. He was trying to rescue you before the wasp.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a wasp just behind you. Oh, he's back
Garrett.
I'm going to actually slap him in a second.
Come here, you little.
Oh, God.
Come here.
Yay, I'm a llama too.
Do you know what?
I have a fire pit he could fit in. Dad, we have a fire pit. I was going to the kitchen, so I'm running this. Never say that rats have to. Rats are alive. I'm not a llama child.
Stop
I'm a
it
rat
now.
child.
Calm down. You got good and proper. Right, Willow.
Dad. Leave that comment.
Welcome to the Willow Show. Right, I think that's enough of children. What was your favourite ride?
Smiler.
Smiler was fun, wasn't it? That was the one where we span. We didn't go on Smiler.
Yeah, it is.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, it is.
No, we didn't.
I know it. I know it did. I want to go next time.
You ain't tall enough for Smiler.
No,
Right.
there you are.
You two, give me a love because it's upstairs time now. Dad's got to crack on with his show. Corb, come here. Love you, big man.
Hey, I will
Will you stop
someday.
it or I'm going to
Please.
beat you?
I have too many bullets to my disposal.
It's the Muppet Show.
It's
It's
the Muppet Show.
Yeah.
I'm Cookie Monster.
Okay, kids. Right,
no,
kids.
no,
I
no.
want to be.
Right, do me a favour. No dicking about now. No coming down, no open the door, that sort of stuff. You've had your laughs.
I'm a shot.
Yeah, I'll give you what I promised you. Okay?
What's
Willow.
the bullet?
He's trying to
Okay.
say something.
I've lost a bullet. The dog.
I don't know if that comment's nice or not.
The dog just ate my
Willow,
bullet.
as we know, you don't do it. It's red green. It'll be nice stuff. Red green likes you. He's nice. Right,
I
guys.
lost a bullet.
Good.
No,
Good night.
To the dog.
Listen, it's no fighting. Jump on your laptops and play your game, okay? Thanks, guys. I promised them they could come on, but you know it's always bedlam when they come on. Oh, I got him good, didn't I? He wasn't expecting that. He literally, I went raw, yeah, and his knees raised up off the ground. He sort of crouched without going down and then dropped. Oh, right. So that's it, back in. Right. Just to remind people, yeah, if you've got a terrain question, prefix your question with the word question in capital so I can see it. Mel, you missed the comment. I think Pat is actually Paul. If it is, say it again and I'll update it. Yeah, I can't really. I love scaring them. It really does. Scaring the hell out of your kids, especially when they get a bit antsy, you know what I mean? They're a bit bossy and they think they can put you down. It's like, right, I'll put you in your place. I'm going to get you. I once, yeah, to Corb. Yeah, he'd been a right sod all afternoon. This was about 6 months ago. Yeah, so while he'd nipped toilet, I climbed under his bed and hid under his bed. And then when he came back in and he sat back down, I grabbed his ankle. You've never seen someone try and run so fast in your life. Anthony, he's got a question. There's no way this is a legitimate question. If you find a quick grave for Corbin, can I throw in the girlfriend? Oh, calm down. We giddy all day after reading a joke out loud. That's starting to get annoying. Is it? It is she won't let me spend money. It is she won't let me spend money. Is that right, Paul? Exactly. What is the point of parenting if you can't scare the kids or every so often a while? I suppose we should talk about wargamey stuff. So anyway, where were we? Right, okay. Studio's all pretty much set up and ready for filming. I'm back in tomorrow and I am in all week with the exception of Tuesday. Tuesday I'm going down to see Rob at Hysterical Games so we can talk about molds and resin casting and stuff like that. Okay. But other than that, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm in doing terrain and filming. You have phone bunkers, Let's Make coming. I've got to do that. We've got, oh, I've got a special one for you. Yeah, I'll explain. We've got terrain lab on ocean colours coming up and resins and tinting. I want to have a mess around with glass casts. Yeah, but that's special. I'll explain why in a second. Top of that, I've got product review and I've got, what you call it, the Burma build. I'm back doing that as well. Yeah. Question, I want to know how to easily carve styrofoam. If you want to do it easy, use a sharp knife. If you want to carve it hard, use a blunt knife. Yeah. She won't let me have my own PayPal because I like to shop. Castle, not yet. Castle, not yet. But definitely on the cards. Right. On the ocean thing, we have a live studio session on Thursday. Yeah. I'm bringing Fred in. Yeah, that's Frederick Phillips from the studio downstairs. And he's going to be taking us through ocean colours and we're going to be looking at resin tints and stuff like that. Now, any of you who saw the live show with Fred on will know that he's awesome. And the stuff he knows, that man knows colours. He really does. Yeah, so he's coming on for like an hour and a half. And we're just going to go through all the different ocean colours, you know, the difference between warm and cold colours and what we should be tinting with and mixing with. Yeah, and hopefully when I walk away from it, I'm going to have all the knowledge I need to experiment with the glass cast and be able to give you the recipes and the basic colours for working with resin and tints to create stunning looking water. That's the plan. That's what we're trying to do. Question, how do I make big mountains cheap and lightweight? Best way of doing big mountains is the model railroaders way, which is you get newspaper and you sort of get sheets of newspaper, roll it into itself from the corners and then tape it so you get these like bundles. Build the bundles up and hold them in place with masking tape, and then when you've got the rough shape down, just lay a plaster bandage over it. Yeah. If you go into the Hills playlist, there's a I think it's called Building Big Display Hills. Yeah, there's a video where I show the technique. Yeah, and, you know, it's covered in there. It's true, Fred knows all the Dulux and crown colours from memory. Yeah, I don't think he does, but he knows all the proper colours. Yeah, the stuff Fred knows is, I mean, you've got to remember, Fred used to actually teach art at university. You know what I mean? And by teach art, he actually, not art history or anything like that. He used to teach painting and drawing at university before art became silly at university. He's a fine artist. Yeah, and he's got to spend about 50 years doing it now. Rudy, ask Mel to make something for Halloween, such as a pumpkin patch and a scarecrow. Shall we? That'd be a nice little let's make, wouldn't it? Okay, we're on for that. You know, Rudy doesn't need to ask me. I like that idea. We'll do a little seasonal watch call let's make as a little joke. Shall I do it dressed up? So we'll do an actual terrain video, but I'll do it dressed up. Yeah? Kez! Come here for a sec, babe. They've asked me to do a scarecrow and a pumpkin patch tutorial for Halloween. Yeah, so I was thinking, shall I do it dressed up? We do my makeup. And we'll do like a little seasonal one. We could do one for Christmas as well, you know what I mean? Perhaps what other? Because I mean, we've got quite a multicultural, so we could do seasonal ones for all the different terrainiacs. Because I know quite a lot. Obviously, we know the Christian holidays, Easter, Christmas, those. Yeah, we could do we could do the pagan ones because that's summer solstice and winter solstice. We could do a maypole. A little maypole.
What were you, the fool, weren't you?
Yeah, I played the fool. But yeah, I really like that idea. Yeah, we'll do that. Cool. Great idea. Dress up, sure. Dress up as drag Mel. No, we're not doing drag Mel. No, no.
You remember the arguments that kicked off last time?
There's some things which, as a YouTuber, you just can't touch. And unfortunately, drag is one of them. Question, can Kez tattoo you on some hair? The hair is killing me. No, but she has tattooed me on a wedding ring. In my marriage to my wife, over the 18 years we've been married, I have lost 4 wedding rings. Being married to a tattooist, there is a solution. My youngest 3rd grade Halloween carnival, she made a cake for the contest. She made a graveyard, but I did little baby limbs coming out of the graves. Oh, that's awesome. Take note of that, Mel. Halloween crafts, indeed. There are some things a YouTube viewer cannot unsee. One of those is drag Mel. We just ain't doing it. We just ain't doing it. Yeah? But no. I quite like the idea of, we'll do that. We'll do like little themed ones. Love fist. There's also potential for Battle of the Bulge winter terrain later in the year. There is. Does anyone know when International Palm Tree Day is? We will go back to them. Seriously, I've had the same engagement ring for 14 years. Only times it comes off is when I'm using Milliput or having a bath. Have you not married her yet, man? 17 years? No wonder she's giggling at her own jokes. Question, how to use the right static flock colour? Because most of the commercially available ones are either too dark or exaggerated green. But mix your own, mate. Go to flocking.biz, buy the raw colours, and just mix your own blend. Basically, you want green, you want red to make the green darker, so mix in red if you want a darker grass, yeah, and you want yellow, okay, if you want to make the grass lighter. That's basically how they mix static grass. I stopped wearing my wedding ring when mine got caught and almost tore my finger up. I used to take mine off a lot. For when I was physioing, I always used to take off because you can't handle a patient or massage with a wedding ring on. When I do a lot of the terrain stuff as well, because that's heavy duty and milliput and that sort of stuff, yeah, I used to take my wedding ring off. She is now 28 years old and she's a paediatrician. I bet if she brought the graveyard cake with the baby limbs to a staff party, it would be deemed inappropriate now. Can you make a paradise tree? What's a paradise tree? What's up with the feed? It keeps going to a circle thing on the screen. The audio stops, but I don't know. It's all good here. Let me check things my side. Stream health. No, everything's good. Doesn't say we're having any problems. Oh, I'll get rid of that. That's World of Tanks. What's that doing now? And another question. Is there possibly any way of flocking without the static grass applicator? Well, you can use the sprinkle technique, yeah, and you can just sprinkle it on. You can try and charge a balloon, yeah, with a jumper to get a static charge to get it to stand, but it's a lot of rubbing. It's a lot of rubbing, guys. It's a tree they used in medieval plays around Christmas time. Oh, right, okay. Rule of thumb, if the stream cocks up, you refresh the page. Sounds like a good rule. Dress as the Easter Bunny. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. GWR releasing Necromunda. I actually Facebooked that, you know. We've got Necromunda and Adeptus Titanicus coming. Question: any tips for making quick and easy bocage for a Normandy table? Rob, go into the foliage playlist and have a look at the hedge substructures video. Tons of ideas for you there, mate. One of those will work cheap and easy. How can I make cheap snow effects? Bicarb, man. Bicarb, a little bit of white paint, and a little bit of PVA. Question: can I steal your jumper for that very reason? No, these jumpers are a bit naff. You want a fluffy jumper. Dentist Titanic? Eh? Right, so let me very quickly check, make sure we've had any donations. I don't want to be ignoring anyone. Have we? Would appear not, that's okay. Check. See activity. Pat, Cat, Rudy. No, no more. That's all right then. I used to play a not even that long ago, but looked at them and just felt nothing. Really, Bleak? Speaking of Necromant, Warlord confirmed they will be doing their 2000 AD range, which sounds promising. Rogue Trooper. I had to introduce Kez to the idea that blue in what you call it in Guardians of the Galaxy is Rogue Trooper. Seriously, if there's a specific tree we want you to show us how to make, would you be able to do so? Within reason. What I don't want to do is do like 300 tutorials on different tree types. We started doing that with the foliage, and then I realised that actually this isn't the best way of doing this, and what I should do is amalgamate it all into like a couple, say 2 or 3 videos, like bark, substructure, foliage, maybe additional details. I'm not too fussed about the Necromunda. This is not a test to scratch my warband itch. I'll tell you what I do wish. In fact, I'm sure I've got it somewhere. I'm sure I have. You old timers, Longtooth, do you remember the Realms of Chaos books? Do you remember the warband rules in and Path to Glory? Oh. Question. The tree in question is called Tree of 40 Fruits. Tree of 40 Fruits. Oh, that's a beautiful tree. Oh yeah, we'll have to figure out how to do that. Definitely. Red green, say it again. I don't even know what that. A Xanath she tree. What the hell is that? Yeah, I like the tree of the 40 fruits. That's nice. It's very sci-fi, isn't it? Sort of high-end sci-fi. But anyway, yeah, we'll talk about Necromunda, but I think the one that really has my attention is probably Adaptus Titanicus, because that's it's a childhood game for me, you know what I mean? That's a real blast from the past. And it could also be a decent reason to get into small scale scenery, which I know you lot really like me doing. I know you're a bit sick of me doing, the map now. You want me to get back to normal terrain, and I wanted to get back to that sooner, to be perfectly honest. But sorting the studio and getting that ready for filming and the next revamp. I think Jace will be quite impressed when he sees it, because Jace hasn't seen the studio. Question, how do you make money out of nothing? Technically, you make terrain and then you sell it on eBay. Because let's be honest, most terrain is made out of nothing. Rainbow eucalypt it's caused my mineral uptake. Kez, have you ever heard of a tree, the tree of 40 fruits? Tell me about it. Come here. Yeah, but you're our resident ecologist.
It's something to do with a research project somebody was doing to try and hybrid.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it, but
come here. Oh, you can see it from.
We skipped over it in one of our modules when we were on about.
That's what it looks like.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yeah. Have you heard of trees that take up minerals and crystallise?
All trees take up minerals.
Rainbow eucalyptus tree. Jace, find me a link for rainbow eucalyptus tree. I want to see that.
All plants take up minerals out of the soil. Trees are cool. Trees are so cool.
Yeah, trees are cool. Everyone knows I like trees.
I like trees. Told you green is like life, isn't it? Trees and plants.
Whoa, Adaptus Titanicus is an epic scale.
Right, go lie down, Ross. Go lie down.
Hello, Kim. Looking forward to seeing you in October if you're not on holiday. I'm not on holiday, but the studio open days are the 7th and 8th of October, which are also Derby Worlds. Now, Derby Worlds is a regular for me. I always do Derby Worlds. Yeah, it's a little adventure with the lads. Jace, I'm expecting it to come in. I'm expecting Dave will want to come up. So I'll be in my studio on the Saturday, and I'll be at Derby Worlds on the Sunday. Can I scratch build styrene buildings with cheap acrylic like Liquitex Basics? I don't know what the Liquitex Basics is. I'm not aware they did a styrene range. But technically, cannabis takes minerals and makes crystals. Really? Ah. I've made a kick-ass tree due to your tutorials, mate. Nice one, Andy. The rainbow eucalyptus. Oh, holy. That's beautiful. I'm a 40-something old man who finds trees beautiful because I want to make them. Epic was 6mm, Titanicus will be 8mm supposedly. 8mm. Why is it Games Workshop always goes for weird scales? No worries, Kim. That is beyond beautiful tree. Reminds me of rainbow dust. But yeah, do you remember rainbow dust? Rainbow dust in the UK, it's Kali. Basically, flavoured sugar dust in lots of different colours. You used to like wet your finger and stick it in. Calm down. If you make one of those trees as terrain, everyone would comment on a bad paint job. Yeah, no, I know what you mean about that. There's like rock clusters I see when I often search for weird and strange rock clusters and rock formations and stuff like that on Google to get ideas. And there's some wild stuff out there. Yeah, but I often think that if I ever actually did paint any rocks or do it, everyone would just laugh at me. Mel, can you make a Kez figure for wargaming? Why don't you do bolt action anymore? I do. I haven't played in ages, to be truthful, because I've just been busy, in all honesty. But I do call it, bolt action is still my game. Yeah, and I'm, as I said not long ago on this stream, I am going back to call it, to getting the Burma build cracked on, so I can get my terrain sorted. Bleedrun, that's funny. Question, can you please do a poster pop carnival or theme park? It's a bit labour heavy for something so specific, mate. I mean, we could cover a few tutorials and stuff like that. But I don't know if I can do a whole theme park. 166 images of the most magnificent trees. Beautiful. Beautiful. I need to spend more time on Pinterest. Yeah, Jace has got the Ferris wheel. So yeah, anyway, going back, jumping back now, we've stopped with questions and we've stopped talking about beautiful trees for a second. Yeah, Knights of Dice do some nice fun fair bits. I must admit, I've seen those and what you call it, Viv's work on that. Well, it's Scott's work in it, but Viv's company's, produced them and very nice. More zombie apocalypse terrain. Yeah, I've got a few more modern urban videos in the pipeline, Let's Makes, but I want to get back to some normal stuff as well. So yeah, so bunkers, Burma, we've got oceans coming, and then we'll start messing around with all sorts of other terrain. But fundamentally, I have no big commissions. Someone contacted me on Friday, offering me £10,000 to build a D-Day board, and I turned them down. I'd take some balls. I'd take some real balls, because it was £10,000 up front. Yeah, cough, cough. I've got to do JC Blood Bowl pitch, but that's not a massive commission. Yeah. Should have taken the 10k. We wouldn't have minded. And you're not dead by Kez. Mel, I need to have a serious chat with you again about commitment. I can't do the terrain channel if I do commissions. We know this. You know what I mean? We know it takes me away. We know what the way Mel works is Mel can't work on big projects and produce the normal videos, which is why you guys haven't had videos in over a month. And you know that makes Mel depressed. So yeah. Please do Necromunda terrain. I will. I will. No, guys, no. I get big commissions offered quite often, to be truthful. I mean, this one was a pretty big one, to be perfectly honest. But like I say, if I took it, yeah, I would be a commission artist. I wouldn't have the time. I wouldn't be able to do YouTube, and YouTube is what I want to do. You know, I want to grow my patrons. I want to grow my channel. I want to do what I set out to do. I didn't start this to be a commission artist. Yeah, I started this to be the terrain tutor. Yeah, to teach you guys. And I've taught you what I can teach you on the D-Day board. So, yeah, I did turn around and sort of say caveats, but I did sort of turn around and sort of say, look, ask me, yeah, again, closer to Christmas. I don't need to see a 40-something-year-old man crying on YouTube. No, well, I did turn around and sort of say, ask me in the future, but right now, like I said to you guys after I finished the map, I need to get back to the channel. I need to get back to what I really love. Yeah. I constructed your expanding foam hills and they turned out great. Nice one, yo. We can make the videos and you can do the voiceovers, David Attenborough style. I have an empty mug. Can you give me 1 minute while I go and pass this to Kez? Oh, do you know when you've been sitting so long in one place? No arthritis. Will you make a video or two about doing flea market finds and toys into terrain? Yes, insane. The battle plan for scrap terrain, I think that's what we're talking about here, is I looked at how to do it. What I don't want to do is do here's a can, let's make a what you call it, an oil bunker. You know what I mean? An oil silo or something like that. So my plan is I'm collecting a load of different materials that are common in scratch building, and I'm going to do a back to basics video on the best way of working with them, you know, what paints to use, how to toughen them up, what adhesives, yeah, to get the best out of them. And I think that's the best way of handling the scrap terrain, because at the end of the day you can pretty much make anything out of scrap terrain. So how do I work out what tutorials on scrap terrain to make? And then I fell back to the idea, well, actually, yeah, it's more of the back to basics idea of let me give you the information and the skills and the tools, and then you can make whatever you want. Kaz says, okay, give us 2 months of serious videos and then call them back in November and do the commission. How many months on the rent studio is that? Oh God, that's a couple of years at least. I think on the studio's 160 a month. So if we said, if reason, it's 5 years on the studio. Question, how many coffee stirrers can you steal from one shop before they ask you to leave? Ghost, the best thing, yeah, is when you approach the coffee stirrer cabinet, yeah, is simply open the doors underneath. Yeah, there's 2 little doors in Starbucks and all the coffee places. Open the doors underneath and you will find a 5-kilo bag of coffee stirrers. Yeah, pick it up, leave, never go back. You'll never be able to go in that Starbucks again. which is why I tend to do it when we're visiting Starbucks. Yeah, I don't do it in my local one, just in case I ever need like a supply on short notice. Right, let me go grab my brew for a second. Oh, you're getting old, folks. Oh, you've tableted up.
Yes.
And I'm back. But need coffee. Oh, yeah. Catch you later, Insane. The terrain tea leaf. Question: how can I get cheap legal defence? Asking for a friend. It's free in the UK. You don't pay for legal defence for criminal activities in the UK. That is still right, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. I know they cut legal aid back for civil things and divorce and stuff like that. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure legal aid still exists and you're still entitled to free legal defence in the UK. Suburban Scumcab, providing you get a coffee, I suggest a handful. I've been raiding the same Costas for about 3 months, and oh, thank you, baby. I justify it, but I justify it with my £3 mocha. To be truthful, I just go on eBay. Yeah, I think for like £2-3, you can buy the bulk bags of them. You know what I mean? And I bought 2 bags, and I've been using them for years. You need to pay then when you win. No red green, not in what you call it. Legal aid works in criminal matters, as I understand it. You don't pay at all whether you win or you lose. Well, if you lose, you pay with your time or however they fine you, but you don't pay for your legal costs in criminal matters.
Yeah, you get basic legal cover.
Yeah, you get basic legal cover, but you do get legal defence if it's a criminal matter. Yeah. The way it works, or the way it did work, yeah, with civil matters and stuff like that, was if you were on a low income, you could get legal aid to pay for various legal actions. But if there was a settlement, you got money from it and that sort of stuff, then they took the legal aid out of that, to pay it back, sort of thing. You get 1 hour consultancy and representation in court. Is that legal aid exists, but only for certain crimes as a broad aid? It no longer exists also for dentist lawyers. The choice of opting out, and most of them do. It's like dentist lawyers have the option of, right, okay. I use your styrofoam hill technique for cliffs in a cave. Nice one, dude. Train shoot, what's the next thing you're working on? Foam bunker, Burma build, ocean colours. I need to do a product review for Army Painter that I've been promising them for a year. So I need to get that done and dusted because I've army painted. I painted an army. I feel like a little joke question I got asked got out of hand, but thanks for the advice anyway. Oh, you mean the legal aid one? It's actually one of those interesting questions. It's nice to remind yourself occasionally and just check what's the status quo. But first he tells us to steal stirrers. No, I didn't tell you to steal stirrers. I just gave you the information that made it a possibility. Now he's explaining legal aid. Mel is shilling for lawyers now. BB, armed forces and MPs do. Ah, right. How is GW doing? I imagine GW is doing absolutely fine. If that's a question with regards to the $62 million lawsuit that I see bloody everywhere at the minute, GW gets sued loads. Someone's picked it up and run with it. It's a news story. It will go nowhere. Crown. Crown wants to show us what you call it, a picture of his tree. Yeah, what you need to do is look in the description. At the bottom of the description of this video, you will find a link to the Terrainiacs page. You will join that page on Facebook. Yeah, there are over 11,000 terrainiacs in the group, and they are posting awesome stuff every day. But Chase has actually blocked GW Gets Sued posts on Facebook. Yeah, you know, it's one of these stories. Someone is suing them. It won't go anywhere. Thank you, Jace. Thanks for the link. He didn't tell you to steal them. He explained how and where to steal them from. The terrain shooter in action. I don't tell you what terrain to make. I simply give you the knowledge and the tools to make the terrain. Isn't it really good that I never worked for a company that make bank vaults? I am in the RAF like my odds. RAF? You RAF? Don't join. It's a scam. I've lost many hours feeding my habit. I do like the Terrainiacs group, in all honesty. Yeah, it's a wonderful group. It's incredibly rare you see any sort of grief on there, any sort of drama, unless people are arguing over the best sort of PVA. Ghost Clown, did you get your name from Scooby-Doo? I like that. Anthony's saying he's read the paperwork concerning the latest lawsuit. Yeah, and it may actually go somewhere. Yeah, and here's the thing. If there's one thing I've discovered, yeah, about the law, richest person wins. GW's got more money, man. Random name generator, mate. The random name generator must be watching Scooby-Doo then. Has anyone seen anything of what you call it? No. I agree what you call it. I agree with the lawsuit. I'm sure whoever has filed the lawsuit has a decent ground to file it on. But like I say, if there's one thing that is becoming more and more apparent, I mean, the one thing you've got to understand about GW is, yeah, I saw a reference in the, what you call it, in the Financial Times, and they were discussing GW. One of the things that they pointed out was that GW is responsible for more court actions in the US than any other company. Now, when you think about the likes of Kez, what's that evil overlord company that like gets patents on all the seeds and stuff like that? Monsanto. Yeah. When you think of like the likes of Monsanto, yeah, and the amount of legal stuff they must do, and GW does more than them. Yeah, that's a lot of lawyers. That's a lot of court actions. Hey, Janice. Join the army. Our tanks break when we make a Preorder picture. Ring of the Reamy. Right. We are not getting political on this channel. No. Yeah. We have a channel motto. The only time we get political, yeah, is when we're throwing mud at all politicians. Because, let's be honest, they're all scumbags. Oh. Anyone? What's GW? Games Workshop. But no, I think on the lawsuit matter, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, guys. Yeah. If what you call it, if the lawsuit does have decent grounds, GW will just play a delay game. They'll rack up the legal costs so that the guy can't continue his action. Not to change the subject. Jace, you carry on like that, dude, and you're going to have to watch it. You're going to have to ban yourself. I told you, no politics. Another of my daughter's a lawyer, and she thinks he'll get a pretty good chunk of change. I'll be interested to see. But like I say, I don't think it's a matter of whether he's right. I think it's a matter of whether he has the financial resources to go up against GW in a legal system that can be gained. West Side, hello, dude. Not change subject, but have you ever thought about doing a retro look at the terrains you built and where they are now? Most of them are in the bin. Well, a foreground or a what you call it, Mantic or so war games at what you call it up at Southport. I'm forgetting everyone's name today. Good to see you, Westy. How you doing, buddy? That little girl of yours is growing up. He won't win the civil side, but the paperwork also lists 6 criminal points, and GW doesn't have. So, by him instigating the civil side, raising the criminal points, does that mean that the US legal system then has to investigate those legal points? You see, in the UK, what would happen is, I imagine, if someone's aware of a crime, it would have to be reported to the police. It would get escalated to the body who was responsible to investigate. And it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be part of a civil action, and then the courts would choose to investigate. My kids are crazy. How do you think you have changed since first starting doing terrain on the channel now? Oh God. I've definitely improved what you call it with regards to how good my terrain is. Do you know what I mean? Overall, with how it looks, how durable it is, how functional it is, and those sort of elements. But I would probably say, if anything, my understanding of the materials and the techniques and what I'm trying to achieve is far superior. Do you know what I mean? My underlying background knowledge is a lot better now than when I started. I'm batch painting 90 cultists What's you guys' biggest batch attempt ever? Oh, my sweet summer child. I batch paint 300 Hormigans. He's claiming RICO, so it makes it federal. Right, okay, so RICO is the racketeering thing, isn't it? Yeah. So does that mean that the FBI have to get involved? Just clarify that for me. Actually, my picture of my nids was on bowls. Bella Lost Souls. Oh, battery's running low. I haven't plugged this in. Really? You idiot. No, we are not updating. Try to update. We've been there before. 450 Dwarf Clansmen for me. Damn, George. What do you think of the privateer press models? I've never really taken a good look at them. Never really got into Warmer Hordes at all. Yeah, they used to play Gatekeepers, the gaming club I used to go to. It used to be a mix between 50-50 sort of Games Workshop and Privateer. And I just used to look at the game and think it didn't attract me at all. And so I never really took much interest in them. Which is quite ironic because they're one of the biggest gaming companies out there. Question, are you going to the post office this week? I might go to the post office with a package, or I might just go to show it the postmistress. I'd take it as far as that, Rudy. Rob saying over 1,000 6mm Russians. Damn. Anthony batch painted 30 tanks. That's impressive. Right, Cat. Cat saying, yeah, once the federal thing, they have to investigate. It's down to them how far they want to investigate. Right, okay. So it could be interesting then. I did 140 zombies in a month. That almost killed me. The next month I had a commission for 175 Minas Tirith Knights. That was the end of my painting commissions. Army painter. Dip them. Don't dip them. Just throw the tins of army dip at them. Is someone messaging me? It'd be Jace. He's telling me off over the watch club. He's telling me off over the commission. Yes, Jace. Sorry, Jace. Damn. Getting told off by one boss. I've had a written warning before the show started from Bleachman. You lot, you're really mean to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm getting very conscious of this tooth at the minute, looking at this screen. I've currently got 2K Imperial Guard that need to be stripped and painted, so I'm painting Valkyries instead. I am taking my Imperial Guard down to the studio this week. Do you prefer historical or fantasy terrains? If I'm honest, sci-fi. I mean, I know it sounds strange because technically a hill is a hill is a hill. Yeah. Historical, you have to keep it realistic. And what I mean by realistic is you keep it to what you would expect from the period. Okay, the right sort of trees, the right sort of buildings. Fantasy allows you to do historical, but it allows you to do essentially wacky historical. Yeah. When you move into sci-fi, you move off-world, and that gives you the freedom to do wacky historical, but in plant and rock structures and that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? And so that's why I like sci-fi, because of all the genres, I find it the most liberating. Yo, Mel, you're going to play Ad Mech for 8th. To be truthful, I'm thinking of dabbling with God. Ghost Clown, I don't mean to brag, guys, but I batch painted 2 Saga Anglo-Saxons this afternoon. Ghost, comment in the show, Matt. Everyone's like, done 400, I did 300, I've done 2 Anglo-Saxons. Then again, kilts and those stripes, they're pretty fiddly. Killing me, man. You're killing me. Sci-fi, Purple Hills. I hear you, William. A hill's a hill unless you give it robotic legs, in which case it becomes a mech road stomping hill with lasers. Mount Fuji's what you got getting into Age of Sigmar? You have 15,000 points, Corbin, in first, right? Yeah, I think so. About that. One of those if I max them up, you know what I mean? George M. On tree flocking, any ideas for mass leaf coverage around the bases? Silver birch seeds? Okay, sci-fi trains. Since you're obviously not going to do waterfalls, do steampunk series instead. Steampunk's dead easy. Painted brass and stick cogs on it. Question mark. I know you can buy scale people cheap, but have you ever made a tutorial to make people 1/600? No, to be perfectly honest. And the reason being, Will, is that I came to modelling and terrain very well, not strictly, but it's essentially I'm a war gamer. So, you know, we have so many commercially available models that I've never had the drive to make them. I've never had the need and I've never had the desire. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm not saying, you know, I couldn't if I wanted to. You know, I'm damn sure like anything, you know, you learn, you practice, you keep practicing. And once you've put about 400 hours into something, you get pretty good at it. You know, so if I was to put 400 hours into, you know, making little people, I reckon I could get reasonably good at it. There's just no desire or need to from my hobby. Mel, did you see the Victorian and Gothic houses from Playmobil? Yeah, yeah. They look insanely grimdark. Occasionally you get that with kids' toys. You see some you see some nice kids' toys. Yeah, that could be converted up very nicely. Problem with Playmobil and the kids' toys is often it's not the houses as such, it's the size of the doors and the windows that screw it up. Any idea on how to blend in flock with the grass mat? I need to do it for a 2x4 board I'm currently cutting a river out for. Right, get your grass mat and cut lots of little bits of it. At the minute, the problem you're having is you have an edge of a grass mat and then you have flock and you're trying to make that blend. Instead, cut lots of little bits off that edge, make it raggedy. glue those little bits, yeah, in like a sort of irregular strip down, yeah, along with the grass mat. So you have grass mat, then you have grass blobs, and then blend your flock in with the whole piece. If you start with the larger patches closer to the grass mat and the smaller patches further away from the grass mat, what you get is you get that broken ground effect of a little bits of grass growing up, building up until you get continuous grass, mate. Okay, and conquistador style Empire army. Oh, nice! I like that. They're €800 per mansion. What's the most interesting terrain you've ever made, Mal? Depends. Depends on define interesting from what point. I mean, if I'm perfectly honest, yeah. When I put UV tattoo ink and glycerol, yeah, into plant leaves to preserve them, yeah, and make them glow in UV light. That was probably the most interesting terrain, but they were only leaves. It wasn't a terrain piece. I've tried for leaf, but it doesn't look right to the eye. George, check out silver birch seeds. The map. Jace reckons the map is the most interesting terrain piece. First off, the map wasn't a terrain piece. It was a piece of art. And I'm not saying all the terrain I do is art. In fact, I've never done art in my life. But I'm claiming the map as art. And technically it is. Yeah. The reason being is because I signed it. Earlier in the show we were talking about Fred. Yeah, now Fred was visiting yesterday after we were from Alton Towers. He nipped round to drop a book off for me. Yeah, and he stayed for an hour or two, watched him and his wife Pat. Kez gets on really well with his wife, so you know, we're good friends. And that's where the idea of the live show and doing the water stuff came from, to be truthful. But Fred was telling me that there's actual laws that govern artwork and who owns it and what can be done with it. And it's all down to whether you sign a piece. Okay? And because I put TTT on that map, it is legally artwork. I mean, from a detail point of view, most satisfying for you. I can't say there's a single terrain piece. It's more elements. Yeah, in lots of different terrain pieces. See, the interesting stuff comes when you get the quirky stuff that just works just right and creates a scene which is believable. That's what I like. That's what I find the interesting stuff. Or when you work something out that's quite smart. Now you don't get that over an entire terrain piece. It's an element of it. So like the caverns of the Help for Hero project, installing like the science modules inside a mountain, stuff like that. What's the best way to seal or protect wargaming trees? Good healthy spray of watered down PVA, mate. That's the best way of doing it. Possibly two. Adam ruins everything. Red, you get ads like that too. Eh? What? Black Knight, give them a few thin coats of liquid green stuff. What? Andy, what are you going on about, man? For sealing wargames foliage? Liquid green stuff? If you're talking about the wire armatures for the trees, then yeah, I get that. But we were talking foliage, weren't we? Ah, specifically the wooden scenic armatures. In which case, yeah, Millie put liquid green stuff like Andy. I didn't see that last bit. Sorry, guys. Bronze for GB men's 4x4. Very good. Ah, right. Yeah, sorry, guys. Question, seriously, if the map's legally artwork, doesn't that mean that they have to get your permission and pay you royalties every time they want to picture it in a magazine? No, because it was done on commission. Yeah, there's a legal term for it. So it is theirs, but they can't modify it. Okay, because it's mine. What I created is mine and they can't modify it. Yeah. So technically, okay, Adam has put a frame around it, a gold laser cut frame that he's done and put it in gold trim. And he sent me a little snapshot of it. Yeah. It looks nice in all honesty. And he's done it for Gen Con because it's over at Gen Con now. Yeah. But Fred was telling me that technically that's illegal and I can go to court and I can make him take it off. Fred's got loads of interesting information. Now it would appear the comments have slowed down. I think we're reaching that point, guys. What are we on? We're on 10:30. Right, let me wrap this up. I think it's about time we wrap this up because Mel needs a wee. Question, how to make realistic brick wall. Oh, engrave it, dude. Engrave it in foam. If you have to stone wall, that's in the Let's Makes. We haven't done brick walls yet. I'll have to do those. I'll have to do a tutorial on that, won't I? Yeah. Another one for the list. Right, I'm going to wrap this up now, guys, because I don't want to go on too long. Yeah. Because I've got a numb bump. Oh. I'm feeling a bit... I need a wee and we need to call it. So I'm going to call it, guys. Yeah. Right, to remind you, you're probably not going to get any vids till tail end of the week. Because I'm going to start filming on Monday. Yeah. We do have a live show Thursday night where we've got Fredicus on. Jace, I'm in the studio. Pretty much come on in Monday afternoon onwards, mate. I'm running around Monday morning picking up some bits and stuff like that, but I should be in by sort of dinner time-ish. Is the next big build a Grimdark Sewer City board? Possibly, maybe not. Right. See you from Gen Con, Mel. Lucky bugger. Let me know how my map looks, George. Oh, Steve, never mind. Right, I'm calling it, folks. Listen, yeah, you will see me live Thursday night. We've got live in the studio. We'll have Fred with us. We'll be doing blues and greens and colours like that. It's going to be good. In the meantime, I'm going to crack on my tutorial stuff. There's normal stuff coming to the channel. Yeah, and I'm going to see you soon, folks. All the best, yeah? Ta-ra. And I click this. And I click this off.